Hello and welcome to Wolverine Alley-Oop. I'm your host for today, Phil Lidzinski, and I'm here with Lauren Withrow, happy to report that Michigan men's basketball is still undefeated.
While we were on break, all the student athletes were still here on campus traveling and competing, so we have a lot of games to catch you guys up on. Phil, want to take it away with the women's team?
Absolutely. The women's basketball team entered this week 6th place in the Big Ten standings with an 11-6 overall record on the year. So far, they are undefeated at home with 7 consecutive wins in Chrysler Arena. However, they have managed to win only two games on the road to 5 losses. Highlighting recent games, the ladies earned a hard-fought 16-point win over 12th-ranked Minnesota on the road, as well as nearly beating Purdue on the road in a 1-point loss. Furthermore, although they took a double-digit loss to Maryland, it was a valiant performance from start to finish against the highest-ranked team in the Big Ten. Center Hallie Thome has been leading the way in both points per game and rebounds, with over 13 points and 16 rebounds per game. Remarkably, Naz Hillman is just behind Thome in scoring, despite not starting a single game to this point. It would be great to see some more production out of starters Amy Dilk and Haley Brown as they head into the toughest stretch of the year. Looking forward, the women have a great stretch of games coming up on the road against Iowa and Indiana, and then home against Ohio State and Michigan State. Certainly, they have plenty of time to make up some serious ground in the Big Ten.
The Michigan men restarted their Big Ten conference play against Penn State here in Ann Arbor on January 3rd. Michigan absolutely dominated the performance right off the bat, led by Jordan Poole with 17 points from the floor. Iggy Brasdeikis brought down 11 rebounds, and Xavier Simpson led the team in assists for the 11th straight game, notching 5 total.
Michigan remained in Ann Arbor for the matchup against 21st-ranked Indiana on January 6th. The Wolverines won this matchup 74-63, led by Charles Matthews and Jordan Poole, who each put together 18 points in 38 minutes. Xavier Simpson was locked down on defense, also playing a total of 39 minutes. Brandon Johns got the most playing time that he has had all season, and he certainly took advantage of his 13 minutes on the floor, grabbing a team-high 8 rebounds while also putting up 8 points on 4 for 5 shooting.
Continuing their winning streak, Michigan notched another double-digit victory over a pesky Illinois team, 79-69. Xavier Simpson scored a career-high 16 points. John Teske notched his first double-double of the season with 13 points and 11 rebounds. During this game, all 5 starters scored in double figures. Notably, the Wolverines shot over 80% from the free throw line, which is a major improvement over last season.
After a quick road win at Illinois, the Wolverines were met with Northwestern again. The last time the two teams met, Michigan grinded out a win that came down to the final shot from Northwestern. No team has played Michigan as closely as Northwestern did that day. This time, however, Northwestern was without their star player, Vic Law, and the Wolverines dominated the Wildcats to an 80-60 win. This was a huge day from Xavier Simpson, who led the team with his career-high 24 points and 4 assists while shooting 5 for 10 from the three-point line. We also saw a stellar performance from John Teske, who matched his career high in points in the first half alone with 17, while shooting 7 for 11 from the floor and 3 for 5 from the three-point line.
So the men's basketball team is now 17-0 on the season, which is the longest winning streak we've had to start a season in program history.
It's pretty remarkable, Lauren, especially considering that the last time we started at 16-0 in 2013, we went to the national championship, and last year we were in the championship again as well. So I think this bodes really well for the future of this team.
Yeah, speaking of national championship, right now Michigan is one of 2 undefeated teams remaining in the NCAA, along with Virginia, who's 16-0 on the season. So this start for the season is absolutely incredible. And, you know, I don't even know if people can predict when our first loss is going to be, if it will ever come at this point.
Definitely not. And especially considering that all 5 starters are averaging double figures in Big Ten play. It's not like this team is relying on the talent of Iggy Brasdeikis or Jordan Poole. Like, each player is having a great day here and there, and there's just no way to prevent this team from scoring because regardless, they're going to find the worst defender on the opposing team and they're going to expose that person. So we're just a tough team to beat right now.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like every player on the team is only getting better. I mean, Xavier Simpson had a career high in points 2 games in a row, going from 16 points one game, 24 points the next game. John Teske matched his career high 17 points for the 3rd time in the last game, and the double-double is just seem to keep on coming. So there's not a player on the floor that can't perform.
Absolutely, I agree, and it's just super exciting to see where they're going to go. And with some great games coming up, I'm excited to see that trend continue into the future.
Yeah, and what's really great is that it seems like the Big Ten, everybody is taking note of how incredible the team is, but also some players, notably Iggy Brazdeikis has won Big Ten Freshman of the Year, or Big Ten Freshman of the Week, 3 times already this season, and is in the running for the Charles Wooden Award of the best player in college basketball as a freshman.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. He is a stud, and we're lucky to have him. I hope he'll stick around for a while.
So speaking of good players, we are going to debate whether or who is this year's MVP as of now. So Phil's going to head over, and we are going to bring some guys in and figure it out.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's Roundtable, a new twist on our weekly debate with 3 guys instead of 2. We're hoping for a little bit more discussion, maybe a little more civilized, but hopefully just as much fire as we're used to. And we have a great question for this week, especially considering the recent success of our basketball team, and trying to attribute that to one person. Who would you say is the most valuable player on this team right now?
I guess I'll start it off. I'm gonna go with the one of the leaders of the team, the old guy, Charles Matthews. Really, I think the key part that makes him the MVP is that he does so much more than just scoring. And on his bad nights where he's not scoring so well, he contributes on other parts of the floor. I do think he's our best perimeter defender on larger guys for sure. Xavier obviously and the little guys, but he'll always guard the best wing defender or wing person on their offense. And then also on the glass, he's incredible, offensive and defensive. If the ball's anywhere near the rim, coming off it, he's flying in for a board, maybe a putback dunk, and gets the crowd hype. So contributing on defense and on rebounding, and then obviously the scoring. If he turns around the little 10-foot fadeaway, everyone in the gym thinks going in. So I think Charles is definitely the pick for the MVP.
Only issue there is that Charles kind of has a tendency to kind of disappear offensively on games. So
Occasionally.
I think the real answer here is Jon Teske, the anchor in the middle, the guy down low. Just kind of he prevents a lot of shots from happening. He alters a lot of them. He's definitely a defensive presence no matter who is coming into the lane, or he can switch out and guard the guys on the wing too. And then the last few weeks, his offense has been absolutely coming on. He shot 3 for 4 from 3 the other night, which is just a major improvement in his game. And really just kind of he's able to both bring the scoring presence that we need and be a defensive anchor more than anyone else on the team.
Those are good picks. Charles Matthews, a little less so a good pick than Jon Teske, because I think Charles, I agree, he does disappear on offense. And also, I think he fouls a lot, like in the first minute of the game, and immediately has to go to the bench. And Isaiah comes in. That's not something your team MVP should ever do.
Who's your MVP?
My MVP is Xavier Simpson.
Oh, you want to talk about disappearing on offense?
Oh, the defensive leader of this team is Xavier Simpson. He can shut down.
The big guys,
he can shut down. Okay, Xavier Simpson. Teske doesn't guard the point guards.
He does. He switches on the pick and rolls and gets on
Xavier
the point guards.
Can lock down a team's best player. Xavier Simpson can get
under 6'4".
Xavier Simpson can get to the rim. Xavier Simpson is the defensive and offensive heart on this team. He facilitates the offense, and he puts the clamps on defense. When Eli Brooks comes in, offense kind of struggles a little bit. You can tell a lot when Xavier's off the court. That's why.
Do you want to go with the replacement method?
Okay, the replacement method for Jon Teske also is a good point. Okay, Austin Davis is not the best player on the team by any means, but I think Xavier, when he's off the court, the offense just looks completely different. I think we can still run our offense with Austin Davis on the court more so than when it's Eli Brooks.
I think most of the stats would tend to disagree with you there.
And I think also, on your Xavier Simpson point, I think it's really worrisome. The free throws are still worrisome, and I think also.
Oh, and Charles is a perfect free throw shooter.
I think the book is out.
Point,
I think the book is out how to guard Xavier Simpson as you play zone. I think when you play zone, we really struggle. So these teams like Holy Cross, Northwestern. Holy Cross, Northwestern.
Wait, does Charles average 2, 3 travels a game? How many travels a game does Charles Matthews
have? That many turnovers in a game. Jon Teske, very low turnover percentage.
What is his turnover percentage then, Mr.?
Yeah,
I know
Jon
Teske.
When is Jon Teske going to turn the ball over? In the middle of his
only for alley-oops.
He's not going to.
Not like he doesn't have to create. He doesn't have to create. It's just natural.
He does create.
Charles' role, he would turn it over way more.
Create. You don't create.
For himself.
Creating does he do?
All right. I think I've heard enough. some great initial arguments there, but usually we tend to just go off the rails.
These guys just start yelling. It devolves at a certain
When
point.
you pick someone
Wait,
else-
when you pick
bad. Charles Matthews isn't
hey,
bad.
hey, that's enough. All right. I appreciate your arguments. This week I'm not going to pick a winner because I think you all have valid points, and it's hard to pick any person on this team that is our most valuable player because I think all 5, show that light in a different way, and each given day it could vary. So there's no reason we can't have more than one. And for that reason, we're going to end this roundtable here and there. And now we're going to send it over to Lauren, who's hosting this week's Twitter Trivia.
Thanks, Phil. Well, we might not have had a winner for the roundtable. Hopefully, we'll be able to have a winner for today's game. Today, we are playing Finish That Tweet. I'm going to be reading a series of 7 tweets about Michigan basketball, and then Allie and John are going to see if they can fill in the blank for that tweet. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's get started. Tweet number 1. This is by Nick Baumgartner. Michigan hasn't trailed since being down 1 point in the first 6 minutes against blank 4 games ago. Wire to wire versus Indiana, Illinois, and Northwestern. Getting some responses written down. All right, let's see what you guys said. All right, we have Penn State, and that is, in fact, the correct answer. So we'll go 1-1, Allie to John. Tweet number 2. (17-0) for the first time in school history. Blank drops a career-high 24 points to help number 2 Michigan remain unbeaten. Who had a career-high 24 points? All right, we have Xavier Simpson across the board, still tied 2-2. Tweet number 3. It feels good, but we are not satisfied. Blank on the program best 17-0 start to the season after defeating Northwestern last night. Hashtag go blue. Looks like we've got a mix of answers right now. Allie said head coach John Beilein. John said Iggy Brasdeikis. Both of those are in fact incorrect. It was Jon Teske. Still tied 2-2. We'll go on to tweet number 4. I'm just trying to lead by example, and I feel like my energy sometimes can be contagious. Who said that? All right, we have a mix of answers again. Let's see the correct answer up on the board. It is, in fact, Xavier Simpson. So you both were incorrect with Iggy and Jordan Poole. Still tied 2-2. Hopefully you guys will get the next one. Blank earned his first double-double of the season and the third of his career, scoring 13 points and 11 rebounds. Blank also added 4 blocks and 4 assists to his stat line against the Fighting Illini. All right, who was it, you guys? Allie's thinking. All right, we have 2 correct answers. It was, in fact, Jon Teske. We are tied 3-3. Let's get our next tweet up. Blank tweeted, X is single-handedly making the skyhook cool again. All right, it looks like we are still tied. That was, in fact, former Michigan Wolverine Spike Albrecht. Our last tweet. You trap one, another one will be open. And this time it's blank for the @UMich B-Ball Slam. This one's tough. All right, we have 2 different answers again. Let's get the correct tweet up on the board. It is, in fact, Jon Teske again. You both are incorrect. I thought we'd have a win tonight, but apparently we are tied at the end of this game. So congratulations, Allie and John. I'm very impressed that we were able to stump you guys on a few of those. So that brings us to the end of our show for tonight. Be sure to go to wolftv.org to watch more Alley Oop and other Wolf TV programs. Thank you for watching Alley Oop. Catch us next week for more information on everything that is Michigan basketball.